The bell just rang. This is an Elimination Chamber match for the WWE Championship from the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view back in 2012. Now, CM Punk is the WWE Champion heading into this match. He had won the title at Survivor Series 2011. I was in attendance that night. He beat Alberto Del Rio for the title. Now, this show is the biggest show they have left before WrestleMania that year. So in order for CM Punk to walk in as champion, he has to win this match. Now here's the thing. Punk is one of the first people to start the match, along with Kofi Kingston. So in order for Punk to win this match, he has to run the table. And that's why I want to watch this match. Let's see if CM Punk can run the table. He has to go through 5 other guys, make it all the way to the end and win in order to walk into WrestleMania as champ. So Punk and Kofi Kingston are starting it off. There's 4 guys in their pods: Chris Jericho, The Miz, R-Truth, Dolph Ziggler. Now, when I say The Miz, R-Truth, and Dolph Ziggler, you might not consider those guys to be main eventers. But back in 2011, those guys were at the upper part of the card. Not so much anymore. Kofi Kingston was a babyface at the time. He recently turned heel on WWE television. Punk was a babyface. Jericho's a heel, Miz is a heel, R-Truth's a heel, Ziggler's a heel. So Punk and Kofi are starting off with some basic chain wrestling to start this match off. Remember, Punk has to make it all the way to the end. Ziggler is in his Elimination Chamber pod doing pull-ups. Kofi looking for the boom drop. Punk kicks him in the head. Every couple of minutes, a new entrant will enter the match. Oh, this was still when they had the chamber with the steel bars on the outside of the ring instead of the mats. So when you land on these bars, it's unforgiving. That's just steel all the way around. And they have the chains around the cage too. Yeah, Punk just landed hard on the bars outside the ring. Whew. Oh, Punk landed hard on his knee. And now, Kofi tried to slingshot him into the chains. And now Punk, he gave Kofi a slingshot into Jericho's Elimination Chamber pod, but the pod didn't break. And the pod is supposedly made of bulletproof glass. And it's an interesting cast of characters in this match. I mean, nobody expects Kofi Kingston to win. I can tell you that much. Miz and R-Truth, I mean, they were near the top of the card as a tag team called the Awesome Truth. They main evented Survivor Series 2011, where they faced off against The Rock and John Cena. So they're still, up there. The Miz also main evented WrestleMania the previous year. R-Truth as a heel at this time was hilarious. Punk and Kofi still going at it. I mean, they're starting off this match pretty slow with basic stuff. Nothing to write home about. I mean, I don't blame them because you got these 4 other guys who can do some cool stuff. And I'm sure they'll do some cool stuff later in the match. This chamber match also started the show. The main event of this year was the other Elimination Chamber match involving Daniel Bryan as world champion walking into it. Okay, somebody's about to enter the chamber now to join Kofi and Punk. Who is it? It is Dolph Ziggler. Now, Dolph Ziggler at this point was already a former world champion. Although he didn't actually win the title, he was awarded the championship in a storyline with Edge. Edge quickly won the title back. So, didn't last long, but he is a former world champion at this point. And a heck of a wrestler, of course. He just did a fireman's carry on CM Punk on the outside of the ring onto the bars. Punk has taken some punishment. Ziggler is showing off. He's holding onto the chains and doing like the captain's chair exercise, lifting his knees up to his chest. See, that was the flaw in Ziggler's character at this time. It's like a lot of times when he should have been trying to win matches, he would show off, which was his character. He's the show off, but it just really made him look dumb. By the way, Dolph Ziggler had a very underrated feud with the Great Khali. You should check it out. I one time mentioned to Dolph Ziggler on Twitter that I enjoyed his feud with the Great Khali, and he responded with one word: blocked. He didn't actually block me, though. It was just a kayfabe block. Ziggler and Punk now facing off. Oh, Ziggler went for a big splash in the corner. Punk moves out of the way. Geez, how many matches have Kofi and Ziggler had with each other over the years? So many. And they had a feud over the WWE title as well. Nothing stellar, though. Unfortunately, Kofi's WWE Championship reign was very underwhelming. The matches were underwhelming. I think the best match he had was against Kevin Owens. But other than that, it was just a wasted opportunity by WWE and maybe Kofi as well. I mean, he didn't really have great matches as champ. That's the one thing he could control, is having decent matches, but it just didn't work out. He had a great match with Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania in that year where he won the title. And then Kofi also had a good match with Kevin Owens, and that was about it. And obviously his title reign ended with Brock Lesnar F5ing him in 5 seconds. And basically making him look like a fool. And Kofi has never been world champion again. Now, Kofi and Punk standing outside the ring. They both do a springboard into each other. And they knock each other out. Ziggler is laying outside the ring. He ducked, I guess, and missed their attack. All three guys are down. It's funny because that move they just did was recently done by Logan Paul and Ricochet at a Royal Rumble not too long ago. And everybody loved that moment, and it went viral. Punk went to cover Kofi Kingston. Kingston kicks out. We are about to see another entrant come into this match. Who's it going to be? So right now there are two baby faces in the ring, one heel, and everyone left is a heel. So now it's R-Truth. R-Truth is R-Truth and Kofi are the only ones at this point who had never been world champion. What do you think is the difference between R-Truth and Kofi versus the other four guys in this match? You can figure that out for yourself. Although Kofi did eventually become world champion, R-Truth never did. Although he's still wrestling to this day and he's in his 50s. Still part of the show. So much credit to him. I would have never predicted that. When I first saw him debut as K-Quick, that was about... 25 years ago, maybe? I don't know. A long time ago. He debuted, he became a tag team partner of the Road Dogg. I would have never predicted that this guy would have the kind of longevity he has. And a lot of times that's the case. You just never know who's going to last forever and ever and ever. I mean, Ziggler lasting this long, The Miz lasting this long. I mean, The Miz had such a bad debut when he first debuted on WWE television. Oh, I mean, he just was not doing well at all for a while. And boy, he changed it. He turned it all around. Although The Miz hasn't had a lot of great matches. He's a little overrated. He's had a couple. Not that many. Probably my favorite match The Miz ever had was against Daniel Bryan for the U.S. title, where Daniel Bryan won the U.S. title. I think that was at like bragging rights or something. Oh, Kofi just went for Trouble in Paradise on Punk. Punk just threw Kofi over the top rope. Kofi lands on the bars on the outside. Nobody's done anything big yet here. You know, they're not really doing much. The crowd is a little, you know, they're not totally into this match yet, which is not a good thing. I mean, it's the opening match. Punk standing on the top rope, looking for the Macho Man elbow. He's taunting Jericho, by the way, who's still in his pod. He lands an elbow on R-Truth, goes for the cover. R-Truth has been eliminated by CM Punk. Yeah, that was the right decision. I mean, of all the people who should be eliminated first, it's probably R-Truth. Oh, whoa, Ziggler almost got a 3 count on Punk. And then Punk reversed it, got a Trouble in Paradise from Kofi right to the face. But now Ziggler is preventing Kofi from pinning Punk, which makes no sense, but Kofi goes for the cover. Well, that was a good way to protect Kofi's finisher, because Kofi couldn't get the pin immediately thanks to Ziggler. But he went for the pin, and Punk got the shoulder up. All right, things are starting to pick up a little bit. Now that Truth is gone, three people. Oh, Kofi did a springboard onto the chains on the outside, grabbed the chains, and then did a tornado DDT to Ziggler. All right, so things are heating up. Remember, The Miz and Chris Jericho, still in their pods, they have yet to enter this match. Obviously, of the people currently in this match, The Miz and Jericho would be the favorites to unseat Punk. They're the only ones who have a legit chance of unseating Punk here. Nobody expects Ziggler or Kofi to walk into WrestleMania as champion. Miz and Jericho obviously had already been WrestleMania main eventers at this time. All right, the next entrant is about to enter. Is it Miz or is it Jericho? It is The Miz. Oh, wow. He just threw Punk head first into the pod that Ziggler was in originally, and then he just threw Kofi into the same pod. So Miz is showing some viciousness to start off. See, that's the one thing Miz is missing these days. His viciousness left him. You know, he had a little bit of viciousness back then. Back when he was a main eventer. Now, not so much. He had a match against Gunther at one of the PLEs not too long ago, and it just was not a good showing for him at all. It kind of showed why, oh, yeah, this is why he's not a main eventer anymore. Oh, wow. Miz just launched Ziggler outside the ring, and Ziggler landed hard on the bars. Yeah, Miz is dealing out some punishment to these guys. He's the fresh man. Miz and Kofi. Oh, wow. Again, Miz taking it to Kofi. Just rammed him into the ring post. Miz just clothesline Punk. Punk just went for a GTS on the Miz. Miz going for skull crushing finale. Punk rolls him up, gets a 2 count. Miz hits a DDT on Punk, goes for the cover. Punk gets the shoulder up. Miz is the guy standing tall ever since he came into this match. Just been beating the heck out of Punk, Kofi, and Ziggler. But I gotta say, they haven't done anything big in this match. This is not one of your better Elimination Chambers so far. Again, Jericho still has yet to enter this match, so things can change. But it's been pretty middle of the road here. Just some basic action here. No real big moments. Crowd is chanting for CM Punk. Again, he's got to run the table. I mean, he got the first elimination on R-Truth. He's got 4 guys he's got to outlast here. Miz being made to look very good here, but Punk hits a power slam on him. Went for the cover, and Miz kicked out. Now Punk trying to lock in Anaconda Vice. He got it. He's got it. He's got it. In less than 5 seconds, Jericho is going to enter the match. Jericho is now in the match. Punk had to break the hold. Jericho and Punk staring each other down. Now you have to remember, Jericho is coming off a very stellar run in his career. I mean, many people thought he was one of the best wrestlers of the year in 2008 and 2009. This is 2012. So we're a couple years removed from there. But still, Jericho, one of the biggest names on the roster, still in outstanding condition. Still considered a main event talent. In his final couple years in the WWE, they didn't really treat him like he was a main eventer. I mean, he was in main event matches, but people didn't take him seriously. Oh, Punk going for GTS on Jericho. Jericho, Bulldog. Is he going for Lion Salt? Jericho, Lion Salt hits it on Punk. Remember, Punk was one of the 2 guys who started the match, so fatigue has to be setting in. Punk kicked out of the Lion Salt. Ziggler rolls up Jericho. Jericho kicks out. Jericho just hit Code Breaker on Ziggler. Ziggler's probably about to be eliminated right here. Ziggler hadn't been actively participating in the match for a couple of minutes. And yes, Jericho pins Ziggler. Ziggler is gone. So we are down to Punk, Jericho, Miz, and Kofi. Which makes sense for this match. It's good booking to keep at the only other babyface in the match, keeping him in there. Because otherwise you'd have all these heels ganging up on Punk. And people would stop caring. Although, again, there hasn't been any real hot moments in this match. Maybe the conclusion will be hot. We'll find out. They just mentioned how Jericho beat The Rock and Steve Austin on the same night. The commentators just mentioned that. That is a heck of an accomplishment. Mainly because they get to bring it up anytime, even if it's 10 years removed from that event. Oh, Punk just gave a slingshot to Jericho, and Jericho flew over the top rope onto the bars on the outside. Jericho is now hiding in his pod. Remember, Jericho was the last one to enter the match. Punk has opened Jericho's pod and now is beating up Jericho inside this pod. And Jericho fighting back now. Oh, look at this. Jericho is targeting Punk's shoulder and then just threw the door of the pod right into Punk. Now Punk is going to be down for a little bit here. And I'm guessing Kofi will be the next one. No, I don't know if Kofi will be the next one eliminated. I mean, he's got to be... we know that it's going to come down to Punk versus one of the heels. It's not going to come down to Punk versus Kofi because nobody thinks Kofi's going to win that one. All of a sudden, Kofi Kingston wins the title. It's not going to happen. We know it's going to come down to either Punk versus Jericho or Punk versus Miz. Kofi has been getting the heck beaten out of him for most of the time he's been in this match. He hasn't really landed too many offensive moves. He's just there to bump for everybody. Oh, just as I say that, Kofi hits an SOS on Jericho on the bars outside the ring. Everybody's down. Miz crawls to a cover on Jericho. Jericho kicks out right before the 3. Again, they're not really doing any building of tension or anything like that. Like nobody's really into this match, which is bad because it's the opening match. You should get some automatic interest. Remember, this is coming off of CM Punk's stellar 2011, where he won the title in 2011 first from John Cena at Money in the Bank 2011 in Chicago, which is one of the most notorious pay-per-view events in WWE history. One of the best shows of all time. And the storytelling that they had for a couple of weeks there where Punk gave a worked shoot promo, the pipe bomb promo, and then threatened to leave the WWE when his contract expired with the WWE title. It was a couple of weeks of outstanding storytelling that everyone remembers to this day, which started off the summer of Punk. So Punk was head and shoulders above everybody at this point in terms of star power. Everybody in this match, nobody could hold a candle to this guy. So that's why you don't expect Kofi to be winning this match. Miz is trying to give Kofi a superplex. Punk is stopping him from doing so. And it looks like we're going to go for a 3-man spot here. Punk powerbombing the Miz. Yes, he does. Goes for a cover. And Miz kicked out. Now Kofi is probably going to hit a big spot here. He's climbing up on top of one of the pods. This is probably the first time in this match where you see people getting to their feet in the crowd. And a big crossbody onto Punk and the Miz. Everybody down now. Remember, Jericho is still in this match. He's down, but he's outside the ring. Kofi goes for a cover on Miz. Oh, he almost got a 3 count on the Miz. But Miz gets the shoulder up. Jericho back in. Going for Walls of Jericho on Kofi. I bet he's going to get it, and I bet Kofi's going to tap. He's got the Lion Tamer. Knee on the back of the head of Kofi. And Kofi Kingston taps out. I don't really understand the logic of tapping out. You know, this is the biggest match of Kofi's career at this point. He's for the WWE title. Why would he tap? You know, it's like, even if you like pretend it was real, right? It's worth getting injured because this is for the title. You know, it's best if you just keep fighting to find a way out. or wait till Jericho's tired. If you were to pretend like this was a real fight, right? So logically, why would Kofi tap? Why? I mean, this is the biggest opportunity. I mean, like, everyone's goal is to be WWE champion. That's what you're fighting for. So it doesn't make sense that Kofi would tap here. Oh, wow. Punk, Jericho threw Kofi out of the chamber, literally out of the chamber door to the outside. And then as he turned around, Punk kicked him in the head and Jericho fell outside the ring. Now the referees are checking on him. Now remember, Jericho is still in this match. Punk is still in this match. Miz is still in this match. The referees just mentioned that Jericho cannot continue because he fell very hard outside the ring. They're having the WWE doctor, Dr. Aman, CM Punk's favorite doctor of all time. They're having Dr. Aman check on Chris Jericho. Jericho looks like he's knocked out. Punk is doing a great acting job here, looking concerned. Or looking like, you know, like this is a real thing that just happened. like this is a real injury. Or, wow. It's good. They're making it look real. Like it wasn't supposed to happen. Like the crowd in attendance, they might be thinking, "Oh wow, this something bad happened." Oh, he knocked down the cameraman too. They're helping the cameraman up. Crowd is chanting for CM Punk. Okay, now they've closed the door. Now Miz was trying to get a skull-crushing finale on Punk. Michael Cole on commentary says we're down to 2 men because Jericho cannot continue. Oh, Punk just kicked Miz right in the head. He goes for the cover. Miz gets the shoulder up. So now it is down to CM Punk versus The Miz. So Jericho is eliminated from the match without getting pinned and without submitting. Punk now going for the knee in the corner to Miz's face, into the Bulldog. Vintage Punk. Punk goes for the cover. And oh yeah, Punk didn't win yet because Miz got the shoulder up. Again, this is a very mediocre Elimination Chamber match. It's almost like they never got out of first gear. So now we're counting on Punk and Miz to put on a stellar showing here. Miz hits skull-crushing finale on Punk. Miz goes for the cover. And Punk gets the shoulder up right before the 3. Miz has Punk in the corner, landing left hands over and over on Punk. Remember, Punk just took a skull-crushing finale, so now the crowd might be thinking, is Miz going to win the title here? Miz is telling Punk that he's nothing. Miz looking strong here at the conclusion of the match. Crowd's booing. Oh, Miz went head first into one of the pods because Punk moved out of the way when Miz went for a shoulder into Punk's midsection and missed. Now, Punk lifts up the Miz. Yeah, this looks like the finish. GTS. Punk goes for the cover. And CM Punk gets the win. So, CM Punk ran the table. He made it through all the guys, all the way to the end. He retains his WWE Championship. So, that match, nothing special. Not really worth watching. It was just real plain, no real big moments. Nothing spectacular. Nobody did anything outstanding. Not really good for an opening match, I gotta say. A little bit of a disappointment. I mean, what I would have done differently is I would have had like nonstop action right from the get-go with Punk and Kofi and just keep it going. There were long stretches of time where Ziggler was doing nothing. Kofi was doing nothing. And they really could have used those guys considering their athleticism. They could have been putting on a stellar show for the crowd, but that's not what they did here. So that is it for this match, and thank you for watching.